gonna start this off.
It's already started.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, this is another podcast.
When my feet hit the floor, look out, world, because it's already started. No.
That's pretty awesome.
Let me tell you, before we get started here, let me tell you about this. Well, first of all, we're not drinking any alcohol right now.
I think I'm still got plenty of alcohol.
Well, y'all made a huge mistake last night.
From this morning.
We have a big party tonight to go to. Anthony's 50th birthday. Happy birthday, Anthony.
Happy birthday.
This probably is not going to come out for about a week because we
Probably.
just released a podcast. So some of this news might be a little dated for you, but, you know, it's all good. Last night I was pretty good because we went and helped decorate. We came back, had a few drinks. I went to bed.
You were feeling pretty good last night when you went to bed.
I wasn't drunk. I had a buzz, but
You were close to it.
how could you tell? Y'all were like,
Because
whole-
you were already feeling good when I got here. At
we
like
had just got here when you got here.
11:30.
We had just got here. And I had one beer and one dram of scotch at the thing.
You
I just seemed drunk because I'm so intoxicatingly.
no,
No.
don't work.
That
Good
just
try.
fell apart.
Good try.
Sometimes you're so full of shit it just doesn't work. Anyway, I went to bed and y'all stayed up and brought the sun up. And I'm like, y'all did that backwards. Y'all should have done that tonight at the party.
I'll still do it.
But anyway, what was my point?
That we messed up.
Well, let me tell you about my cup of coffee today. Oh yeah, back to my point. We're not drinking alcohol, but I do have a cup of coffee here. You have a Dr.
Got my
Pepper Zero.
Zero.
Let me take a sip of this coffee, by the way.
This is why we have no fans. We talk about you.
There's a
drinking
lot of
coffee.
reasons we don't have any fans. That's just one of them. So I rode with Alicia to go get Anthony's cookies, which those cookies are pretty damn cool, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was talking crap. I was like, why the hell do we have to drive all the way to Morville to get $50 cookies? And then I saw the cookies. I was like, holy crap, those cookies are awesome.
Are they $50 awesome?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll get her to send. Well, you'll see them tonight. I'll just get her to send. She's got a picture of them. Anyway, they look like little whiskey bottles and little cigars, and like it's themed with the party.
Cigar cookies, cool.
Yeah, it's.
I'm always walk around with one in my mouth.
That's usually what you do with cookies.
And every once in a while, I just take a
if
bite
you
of it.
put a cookie
like
anywhere
it.
else, you're doing it wrong.
What if I put it in my pocket?
But I was gonna do some stuff around the house, and Alicia was gonna go get the cookies. I was like, you know what? I'll just go with you. And
Yeah, because you told me you were sleeping late today.
well, I slept till after 9, and the way I've been here lately, that is actually late, believe it or not. I've been on a pretty crazily tight schedule, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. But anyway, that's a story for another day. We leave to go, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go with you, and I'm even gonna drive. But I want a cup of coffee. Like I just want a cup of coffee. It's cold outside,
And you're still drinking that same cup?
and no. Let me tell you this. This is the story. Buckle in. It's a long one. She's like, well, just pull over here at the Seminole Market. It used to be Coker's. I was like, no, I've had their coffee. It sucks. I'll wait and go to the little coffee hut in Fulton. They got like the little one-man little hut where you drive around and
Like
take
a
your
barista thing?
Yeah, you take your order and then you drive around to the other window. Even though it's the same person filling your order, you have to go to a different window to get it.
You got to drive all the way around the Luda video.
See you in 19 seconds. So I get there and there's like 5 cars. There's usually never anybody there, and this was at like 11 o'clock, 11:30 a.m.
Everybody wanted hot chocolate because it was cold.
Everybody wanted something, and the line was not moving, and we had to meet this girl with the cookies. And I was like, you know what, fine, just forget it. I'll go to the Shell station right up the road. They have plenty of coffee because they cater to like truckers and stuff.
Yeah.
I went in there, and their coffee bar, they had like 19 pots of coffee, and every one of them had this much in it. And for those of you at home that can't see what I'm doing, I'm holding my pointer finger and thumb almost
About a half an inch.
a half an inch from one another. And I was like, you know what? I want a cup of coffee so bad. I'm just going to take all these pots and make one. But I got halfway through it, and I was like, screw this. It smells burnt. It's like not working. There's not enough. And I just left the cup sitting there and walked off. I was so pissed. So we go straight to Morville, which is not that far from there. We make the back alley, illegal cookie exchange for cash. We get out of there, go back through to the little, what'd you call it, barista? And
I think the baristas are people inside.
Then I found out why there were so many people there, because they were about to close.
Like close down
for the day.
Oh,
evidently people don't drink coffee all day, which is weird. So
most people
I drive
don't
all the way
old.
back to and through Smithville because they decided to move Dollar General to the other side of the town.
Yeah, but it's so much better for Dollar
It's
General.
bigger. They even have produce. You can
Yeah.
get carrots at Dollar General. What? So
they got their own little
I
Walmart
bought a
super
big
section.
box of donut blend breakfast, the generic Dollar General coffee, which is actually not
It's
bad.
pretty good.
That's not the case with every generic brand, but Dollar General's generic coffee is usually... I like their breakfast blend the best, but they were out. And by the way, since when did everything... I knew a lot of things had gone up in price, but anyway. I get back home, and I made me a cup of coffee. And this is the very last of this long journey with me cussing and fuming and...
So from 9 o'clock this morning to... It is now 10 till 3.
I've been sipping on this a while.
You finally...
It's ice cold.
You
but-
finally got a cup of coffee.
Right here, this is my last sip of my cup of coffee that, by God, I earned. So anyway, enough about my horrible life. No, it made me enjoy the cup of coffee that much more. I've got a lot of announcements to make, so let's
I've got a couple. I don't have a whole lot.
let's get to it and
Well,
move
I
through
think,
it.
First and foremost, we need to mention the passing of Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, let's get to that when we get to the news. But yeah, that was a shocking thing that occurred as we record this yesterday or day before.
I think it happened yesterday.
Friday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get to
days
that
are
when
all
we get to
messed up.
the news. Just real quick, again, Anthony's birthday party. Happy birthday! We're not going to have time before we leave to do a whole episode, so maybe the second half of this episode will be us talking about the party and how good it was.
Which might be tomorrow
Or
before we play D&D.
and I'm off Monday, so tomorrow.
I'm off
or-
Monday too.
Yeah, that's why we're doing a old school D&D session Sunday, which means late and eating a lot of food, which basically is like every other session.
gonna say, it's
We're just
like-
going to feel better the next day because
It's
we're
like
not going to
every
be
other
awake.
Sunday we play.
So I announced on here that Killjoy. Whoa, that was much better. That's Bell Mark III. We finished. We wrapped up the recording of our EP. We've done a live room concert thing that's going to be released somehow.
Which me and Rob was starting to work on it last night.
Yeah, I want you to tell me about that after this is over. By the way, how that went.
Well, I can tell you, he let me listen to some of the live recording that he's been mixing down and showed me some of the process and stuff he goes through. Man, it sounds good.
Good. Well, I heard some of the audio from the recordings.
But this is what I'm talking about. Just the
I thought
audio.
y'all were going through the video footage.
Well, we had to take all of my video footage and transfer it over to his computer.
Okay.
Which took
So y'all used all your
2
GoPros?
hours. Yeah, all my GoPros.
Okay.
Well, we haven't mixed anything down yet. We're just transferring them over.
So
And the footage from both of our phones.
oh yeah,
so-
yeah. Well, maybe you'll get some good stuff. Maybe you'll get footage of the dog running through.
I've got that.
That was
on
hilarious.
One of the, I don't know if it's on my phone or on the GoPro, but
That's pretty funny. Rob's dog broke in and ran through our whole little area. We were playing.
and you were singing.
And I was fine until it started like rubbing up against my leg, and because I mean, let's face it, I'm a true professional. But when a dog starts rubbing my leg while I'm singing, I just lose it. So we had an outtake there.
He was letting me listen to you singing.
Oh, he sent it to us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I laughed. That was hilarious.
So
QJ News. I'm sorry.
as it works with most albums, if you want to sell a record, don't just record a record and expect the whole world to come find it. You got to get out there and sell it. And the way you do that is by playing shows.
Is that when we play shows?
Yeah. And, it's like I've told the guys several times, like, hey, the highest selling record Killjoy has ever released, hands down, would be The Verdict. And that's because we were beating the trail.
Dude, we went on tour.
We went on 2 or 3 tours.
Yeah.
And played sometimes 3 nights a weekend, still working full-time jobs, by the way. I had to take a lot of days off here and there and come in late and leave early a lot, but we promoted that album. So we're starting to get some dates. We've got a handful confirmed now and a lot more in the works. I'll go ahead and I'll tell you, if you go to killjmetal.com and click shows, you can see the same list. And there's already a flyer up for this first one. Saturday, March the 11th. We're going to be at VFW Post 4490 in Aberdeen, Mississippi with, I can't read that small, Seeking 7, Affliction of the Absent and Forgotten by Fate. That'll be a blasty blast. We like playing there. That's where that guy is that says, and I love this, everybody thinks anybody but Killjoy is what he says every time people ask him who's playing there. Anybody but Killjoy. I love that.
No, he calls and asks, and he tells them, I don't care who's playing as long as it's not Killjoy.
Well, when he's there and people ask, he says, as long as it's Killjoy, I think we'll be fine.
Which I don't understand why he hates us so much.
I mean, have you heard us? We're not for everybody. Anyway, Killjoy Live, Saturday, April the 1st, and no, this is not a trick. Get it? April 1st. We're coming back to Checkers in Dyersburg, Tennessee. I am so excited about this.
Me too.
Checkers is where we played Sean's wedding reception.
Well, technically, we didn't play. It was
we did.
And the Shake Weights. And
no, it was the Wedding Thrashers is what we were calling it because half of our band had another commitment. Well, then we got a couple other people to fill in
we
to form.
We had ex-Killjoy members filling in.
We had Trey Swords.
Trey S. Words come in.
And
Rob was filling in that show.
And we were going to do we were calling it Wedding Thrashers, a.k.a. Sean and the Shake Weights. And within the other Seeking 7's other gig got canceled, so we wound up doing both.
Yeah.
We just had a fun jam night of everything. It was just fun.
It was awesome.
The people there loved us. We loved it. We've been wanting to go back, and we're finally... At least, a year later, we're making our return to Checkers. And Dyersburg is a fun little town.
A little over a year, yeah.
It's a fun place to go, and I'm really looking forward to it. That's going to be a good gig. So,
if y'all haven't been to this place and you ever get to Dyersburg, you really need to check it out.
It's a big place. It doesn't look like it, but
there's
a lot to do there.
And it's got its own separate little pool room,
and they have
awesome.
A big bar with lots of different drinks. They have booths you can sit in, or you can just stand there and watch the band. It's cool. I like it. April the 15th, we are making our return to the Railroad Festival. People ask me all the time, are y'all doing the Railroad Festival? The short answer is yes. The long answer is this is not technically
Railroad Festival sanctioned.
Yeah, we're playing the rock stage is going to be at Smokin' Bros. And that's out of the park area of where the official Railroad Festival is taking place. But the Railroad Festival is basically this huge festival that happens in a small town. So the whole town is the Railroad Festival
basically
during that weekend.
And we can play here and call it the Railroad Festival's second stage if we wanted
just
to.
About. So we're going to have a lot of bands. We're still booking the bands right now. Rob and Joe that own Smokin' Bros, they're kind of coordinating that, and I'm just kind of involved. But we've got a lot of cool things in the works for that. It's going to be we're going to do it big this year. It's going to be awesome. Last year it was kind of thrown together literally last minute.
But last year turned out really good.
It did, but this year's going to be like next level. Next one is Saturday, May the 20th at a new place called For the Record in Florence, Alabama. This place is so cool. You need to look it up. Just the building itself is like this really old downtown building in Florence that they've renovated into a music venue, and it's original music only. No covers allowed.
What are we going to do?
What do you mean? We play like 2 covers, so we just won't play those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But those are like staples to our set.
Hey.
I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, we'll skip those 2 covers and gladly play any of our original. But no, seriously, that's neat. Like most places are the opposite. Like, don't come here playing your original crap. Nobody's heard that. Nobody wants to hear it. This is the opposite. It's like don't play
playing that shit.
Don't come in here playing. What's it called?
We don't care about your rendition.
Don't come in here with Freebird. We've heard that enough times. Go ahead and play the stuff you wrote. And I like that. We're going to be playing, there was Seeking 7 and one other band that hasn't been booked yet. And again, that's Saturday, May 20th at For the Record Music Hall. And it's in the downtown area. There's like a brewery a mile and a half from there. So I'm going to try to go early, hit that brewery up and check it out. There's a lot of stuff to do in that area. So if you don't live in the Florence, Alabama area, road trip.
Road trip.
All right, that's all my Killjoy stuff. And I'll leave you alone. I know that was some people get sick and tired of hearing about Killjoy, but that's my band and this is my podcast. So where else am I gonna talk about this crap? No, nobody else wants to hear it, so I'm gonna make you listen.
Oh wow!
All right, what do we want to talk about next? We want to jump back into the news. You had brought up. I'm going to jump in and make an editor's note real quick. I have no idea what that tapping noise is that you might be hearing in the background. Luckily, it's not up front and too loud, but it's not my metronome. My metronome's not turned on, and the tap isn't even in time, so that's not it. It almost sounds like something we were doing. Like maybe one of us was shaking our leg and tapping a mic cable and everything. But anyway, sorry for the distraction. I don't know what that is. We'll make sure it's not there next time. Yeah, Lisa Marie was in her
52, I think.
Young, too young.
57, she was in her 50s.
You remember back, I don't remember what year that was. My timelines are getting all screwed up because
we're getting old.
Absolutely. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but it probably was. She released an album, and it was a pretty good one, and went on a big tour and did a lot of appearances and did a lot of collaborations with other artists, and then she just kind of disappeared.
I vaguely remember her putting something out. I didn't listen to it.
She might have released something since then, but that's the last thing that I remember, because she was on television a lot, in the news a lot, and had a huge tour, and she had a single that was pretty popular. I guess that was MTV, so that maybe that was longer ago than I think.
Yeah,
that might have been 90s. That might have been 90s. Because I was saying something about her mom being a Naked Gun, and you were like, dude, that was
a long time ago.
But I think this was like Naked Gun 33 1/3, or
that was mid 90s, late 90s.
Here's a fun caveat about that. This is back when there were still,
movies.
A movie theater in Amory,
Yeah.
even small towns had movie theaters. And it was fun to watch them try to figure that out on the marquee, because they had those letters that are in the box that you just
33 1/3.
Yeah, them try to pull that off. Most of them just put Naked Gun 3. This came out today or yesterday.
Yesterday,
a big shakeup in the world of Rick and Morty. It when you first told me one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty got into some big trouble.
Justin Roiland.
Sounds pretty serious. I was like, the show could still continue even if, somebody involved in the show screwed up. But no, this is the guy that voices Rick and Morty. So if he's going to prison, what does that mean for the show?
Well, I don't know.
Can he do his voice acting from a prison cell?
I don't think
Would
so.
people want him to?
Well, I think it would be hilarious.
He's being accused of some pretty
felony domestic violence,
domestic abuse or something. Yeah,
I don't know. It's got to be something serious for them to tag felony in front of those two words. Normally, domestic abuse and domestic violence, it's not a felony charge.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good. And it being he is the voice of the main two characters.
I think he voices more than just those two.
Yeah, but what are you going to do without Rick and Morty? You could get away with Beth and Space Beth doing a couple of bottle episodes, but Eventually, everybody's going to want Rick and Morty, and
unless they just kind of wait it out to see how it goes.
Knowing Dan Harmon, he would get somebody that sounds obviously so different and do
just
it anyway.
To make it
but that being
obvious.
said, there are a lot of very talented voice actors out there.
Oh God,
that could probably do a almost spot on rendition of Rick and Morty.
He could holler at old Seth MacFarlane. That man can imitate anybody.
Just about. And I know they don't have Star Wars money, but they could do what they are doing with Darth Vader's voice.
Yeah, but it's like you said, you got to have Star Wars money. For
James Earl Jones signed off on his voice likeness, and they're going to digitally recreate his voice for Darth Vader going forward.
Man, that's that Disney money, man.
And they've already done it in one of the movies. Which one was it? Was it
the first one?
So Obi-Wan. I think the Obi-Wan show.
They did that for
I think that was really him in Rogue One. I think that was his last appearance. It's around that time. I don't want to look it up.
Liam Neeson. Didn't they do that for him when he was the Force Ghost at the end?
No, that was him.
I thought he kept saying he wasn't going to do it.
He did, but he was trolling. But I mean, he was only in there for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't long. Oh, spoiler, folks.
Well, if you haven't watched it by now, get out there. I don't think they'll do that because who knows? There's a lot of that'd be difficult to do. I think that the show's not going to come to a screeching halt. I think they'll probably get somebody who can pull those voices off.
I think they'll try.
Just fine.
Yeah.
They'll probably know in that show even like throw in a couple of jokes about it. Like, Rick, you sound different. Like, what's going on?
Morty, what's wrong with your voice?
Yeah, something like that. They'll make a dig at it. I can just about guarantee you. Even though this is sensitive subject matter, this is Rick and Morty. They make fun of everything. If you're not offended by Rick and Morty, just keep watching.
Yeah. Watch the next episode.
Yeah. But yeah, that's bad all the way around. That's one of my favorite
first
shows.
He's got to be convicted. He hadn't even gone to court yet. So
but if he's under allegations of this and on trial for it and been arrested for it,
he might be a non-guilty verdict. You never know. I mean, OJ, they said he was not guilty.
Yep. Anyway, that was definitely worth talking about. I just saw that and was like, whoa. What have you got? While you're pulling your notes up, I read James Gunn is doing good about, or it could be bad. I think it's good. He's interacting on Twitter a lot with fans and speculation and stuff. But there was a lot of speculation going on and a lot of rumors and they were even tossing out names out there saying that the new Superman has already been cast. And he came back and said, no, that's definitely not the case. He said Superman will not be recast until the script is done or damn near done.
Really?
So they're not. They may be looking, but they definitely haven't replaced.
They're already
despite
looking.
The rumors.
Yeah. And I wouldn't put it past them to have already recast him, and they're just kind of.
They could be trolling.
Well, not really trolling, just not telling everybody the full story.
Because we just had the whole, as we talked about last episode,
him not being Superman anymore. So yeah, that's almost too soon, bro.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done that already. It's just not going to happen. Again, like I said before, this episode is not coming out for at least a few days. So this might seem like old news, but I'd be remiss, me being me, if I didn't mention that as we record this, yesterday was Friday the 13th.
I know. I didn't know if you noticed or not.
Of course. I'm in so many Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees fan groups that it's just been a whole thing all week. And And being that it was Friday the 13th yesterday, I mean, come on, surely I can talk about Friday the 13th for a little bit without getting the normal "oh my god" from a lot of our listeners and a lot of my friends that are like, "You talk about Friday the 13th too much." Well, this is my podcast, and I like Friday the 13th, so that's what's going to come out of my mouth. And it being Friday the 13th, I get a pass. There was a good article that came up on Bloody Disgusting that it was an update on the new show. They start writing it in 2 weeks, but this is a piece of information I found very interesting. The show will be written by Brian Fuller and Victor Miller. Now, Victor Miller was the one who wrote the original Friday the 13th, and he's also the one that's been in court for the last 10 plus years with Sean Cunningham, who's the daddy of Friday the 13th. And they've been fighting legal battles with each other about this franchise, and that's why we haven't had anything new. That's why this has to be a TV show and not a movie. There's a lot of rules. And you would think like, oh, well, they must hate each other, and they might. I've never heard I've heard a lot of interviews with Sean Cunningham, not so much with Victor Miller, but I've never heard them.
But do they hate
cast shade? Well, that's what I'm getting to. Maybe they hate each other, but they're just like, hey, we can do business and not like each other. So like some of those bands out there that the members hate each other, but they still go on tour and they still make records together because that's their livelihood.
Their livelihood, yeah.
They're like, I hate you, but you know what?
Daddy's got to get paid.
I'm big enough to put that aside and do business.
Yeah.
And get the business done without it interfering. That might be the case. Or it might be the case that they don't hate each other and they're just like, hey, we don't agree on this. Let's let the lawyers handle it because that's what we pay them for.
It's possible.
That's kind of my attitude about car insurance. Like, I see these people that get in like a fender bender and they're out in the streets yelling at each other. And, you know, sometimes it comes to blows. And I'm like, bruh, we pay our insurance companies good money to do this for us.
Just in case.
If we have a little fender bender, first of all, is everybody okay? Yes, good. Beyond that, I pay a lot for insurance. Let them fight. I'm going to go do whatever I was doing
But I mean, it's the whole
and let
fact
let them deal with it.
Your whole day just got
Oh yeah, it's not awesome.
Over, you know,
but I'm not going to sit there and try to argue with somebody over whose fault it is. When there's a police report filed, the insurance companies will figure it out, and they'll, you know, let them fight. I'm paying them to fight that fight for me.
Yeah.
I got plenty of other fights in my life. I don't need that one. And that might be the case with this. It might be just like, but obviously either way, they're working together because Sean Cunningham is involved with everything Friday the 13th. I mean, he's the original producer, director. He's involved in everything, even the games and all the licensing, and I
didn't know he was involved in the games.
Yeah, he's Friday the 13th's daddy. That's his brain job. I read his book. It's good. It's on
It's on Audible.
Yeah, it's on Audible. I can't remember the name. It's the name of the town, Blairstown, New Jersey. I think's the name of it.
I'm not even sure. I'll have to look it up though.
Anyway,
but I've spent more money on Audible than I have anything.
I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately. But either way, they're working together on this, obviously. So I thought that was really interesting. Another thing that's really awesome is, I don't want to say her name wrong. Adriana King is going to have a recurring role. If you don't know who that is Alice, the Alice from part 1 and 2 that relieved Pamela Voorhees of her head. Oh, well, let's see. I've got it pulled up.
She's got to be in her 60s.
She was in a fan film not that long ago, and normally Wiki shows their age or what year they were born.
Look right over there on the right.
That's where I'm looking. That's where it usually says it.
Maybe she don't want nobody to know.
Hey, a gentleman never asks a lady her age. Either way, she's the one that cut Pamela's head off, spoiler alert, in Friday the 13th Part 1, and then Jason took his revenge against her in Part 2. And she's going to be in this show. She's the original Final Girl.
Oh, wow.
And that led to a long tradition of Final Girls in the Friday the 13th franchise and other slasher films.
Toward now they're actually called Final Girls.
Oh yeah, there's
there's a movie out called Final Girls, and it's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, usually in horror movies, guys are too stupid to last to the end of the movie. Or they'll die trying to be the hero or something, you know?
Yeah, don't be a hero.
not in a slasher film. Speaking of don't be a hero, one more thing about Friday the 13th, and I'll shut the hell up about it. So, because it's Friday the 13th, comicbook.com released a cool... Where'd it go? I had it pulled up. No, I'm sorry. Den of Geek released a article because it was Friday the 13th, and the title of the article is "When Did Jason Voorhees Become the Hero of His Franchise?" This is a long article. It's really good reading, and I would recommend you checking it out. But I was going to answer that question if it was posed to me, and I'll get your take on it too. I think it was something that happened gradually as you got to know his backstory. You didn't really. Well, you actually did get a good hint of his backstory in part one, a little in two. It was just sprinkled in throughout it's something that I think happened gradually. The more you found out about Jason, the more you sympathized with him and could at times relate to him. I mean, we've all been bullied before.
Yeah, but
we've all been an outcast.
I don't think you'd really call him a hero.
No, not a hero, but you root for him, whether you realize it or not.
Well, we root for him for different reasons.
In a weird way, you kind of want Jason to win.
But that's because we're macabre. I mean, we like the gore and the slash. We want to see the good kill scenes.
Oh, yeah. And Friday the 13th franchise is well known
for that. Yeah,
they do have had some great kills.
So I don't think it's the fact that we root for him and we think he's a hero.
Let me pose it like this: professional wrestling. You got a wrestler like Ric Flair, who was the quintessential bad guy through all the 80s. Everybody booed Ric Flair. He was the dirtiest player, self-proclaimed dirtiest player in the game. When the referee wasn't looking, he would do a cup check. He would poke you in the eyes. He was a dirty man. He was a dirty dog. But somewhere he became so iconic and he was so good at what he did. All of a sudden people are cheering for him. Even though he's still the bad guy, people want him to win.
But
they love him.
That's in wrestling. I mean, everybody...
I liken it unto that, though. I mean, look at the NWO. They were bad guys.
But everybody
you still see those NWO T-shirts.
Everybody roots for the bad guys in wrestling, for the most part.
They used to not. It was like Hulk Hogan was
in the 80s, nobody rooted for the bad guys.
It did kind of change over time, but it's like if somebody's really good at something, and it's, quote unquote, not real. I mean, Jason's not really killing people. He's not really real at all. So it's kind of okay for you to go, hey, that's badass. I like it,
Yeah.
But I understand the question because I got Jason memorabilia everywhere. So obviously I like Jason. And they're like, why would you like somebody that kills people? Like, well, he doesn't really kill people, It's
he's having to defend.
He doesn't really kill people
for a fictitious.
It's not
character.
Real. The actors that played Jason never got arrested for murder because they didn't kill anybody. But no, I mean, I think it's something that happened gradual though, and I didn't know this until I read this article. The original script called for Jason to be the full-blown good guy against Freddy on Freddy vs. Jason. He was even going to be on the side of the teens that were going against Freddy.
Really?
And even though it still kind of came out that Jason's kind of lesser of the two evils in the movie, at least from my vantage point.
Jason was being manipulated by Freddy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Freddy was being Freddy.
Because Freddy was just a badass, and he can do that.
Well, Freddy's just Freddy, and he was being Freddy and taking advantage. And so that kind of gave you a little bit of sympathy for Jason in that particular movie because he bullied him, And say what you will about that movie.
I like it, but at the same time,
I love that movie. But there's some pretty unforgivable offenses in that movie.
Oh yes, definitely.
That I've been well documented on saying in the past. So
we're not going to touch it. I won't repeat. Time. Yeah.
But yeah, the original script called for that, and the studio put their foot down and said, "No, Jason is not going to be a good guy. This is villain versus villain." And I'm glad, it worked out that way.
Me too.
I don't want to see. I don't want Jason to be like,
Whoa,
hey,
dude!
I want to
don't be killing them kids.
Like, well, it was kind of like who's fighting over who gets to kill them. Which, you know what surprised me about that movie? Jason's kills were like way more than Freddy's in that movie.
Well, yeah.
Like Freddy was in the single digits.
Yeah.
Let me look that up because when I saw the numbers, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, just Google kill count.
Yeah, somebody has already done.
Probably me. I've looked it up numerous times. Scroll all the way down.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch
otherwise,
that whole video.
there you go.
There are 22 on-death kills. Of those, Freddy is only technically responsible for 2. Wow. So, Jason 20, Freddy 2.
Yeah.
That surprises me. I guess because most of the movie, Freddy was quote-unquote stuck in the dream world. So,
Well, nobody remembered Freddy at that point. Remember,
that was
because
the
of the
problem.
drugs.
Yeah. Man, I want to chase so many rabbits right now, but I'm refraining.
Yeah, let's don't.
Bottom line is, the answer to that question for me, it happened gradually. You didn't watch the first Friday the 13th movie and necessarily go, yay, Jason, because you only saw him for 2 seconds. Part 2, even when it was predominantly him, I think you were still scared of Jason.
Well, we were
3,
so young.
4,
yeah, you were scared.
It started. 6 really helped, I think. I think it helped you like Jason.
I think so.
But here's my last question I want to pose about Jason. And there's a lot of hardcore fans that could point out, I mean, this franchise is riddled with inconsistencies, but by and large, for the most part, Jason, you think he just wants to kill anybody and everybody. He just wants everybody to die. But really, he only kills the people that comes to Crystal Lake showing their ass. So basically,
people that come to Crystal Lake, period.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
all
the
the in
little
all the
kids.
movies, all the townsfolk say, "Leave him alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
don't go
don't
out there.
go out there."
Stay away." And all the townsfolks are still alive. He don't go into town killing people.
No.
But they always don't. They don't listen. And then what happens? As long as you stay the hell away from Jason and where his little circle of. So at the end of the day, is he really just a murderer
he's
hell
just
bent on
killing-
killing,
he's
or
just
does he just
killing
want to be,
trespassers.
or does he just want to be left the hell alone? Now that I can relate to,
He's
because
just
sometimes
killing-
I want people just to leave me the hell alone.
He's just killing trespassers.
I'm not going to kill him, but sometimes
Basically, they're breaking into his
who
house.
don't want to be left alone sometimes, and Jason just happens to be somebody that'll kill for that.
Yeah, he really.
I would kill to be left alone right now. That's what Jason says every day.
He really loves his alone time.
Yeah. He wants to be alone with his thoughts.
Does he have thoughts?
He thinks about his mom.
A lot.
He's definitely a mama's boy.
There's a Freudian thing there somewhere.
I'm sure. Again, that's all we're going to talk about.
Jason.
We're out of Jason stuff. I just thought that was an interesting article that they released, but because of the Friday the 13th holiday, I guess you could call it. One last thing. I lied. How many Friday the 13th are in 2023?
3, I think.
You're saying 3? There are only 2.
2.
So there's going to be one more
in October.
Oh, nice. October the what?
13th.
That's not what I meant. But
Well, I mean, it should be
Yeah.
Sean and Nikki's wedding, or Sean and Nikki's anniversary.
okay, that was my blonde moment. I'll give you that. That was a dumbass question.
Dude, you've got to leave that in
Because
there.
I was almost going to say, no, I meant what day? Friday. but what? It's the 13th. Okay, yeah.
Gosh, dude.
Touche. It's not necessarily to say what dates the 2 Friday the 13th occur. All you have to do is say the month. So that's going to be cool, though. Friday, October 13th.
Yeah, which would be Sean and Nikki's second anniversary.
We need to go back to Checkers in Dyersburg and play there again on Friday the 13th.
Deal.
And we've all got enough Jason masks to make it a whole thing.
Let's do it. Sean, we need you to get on that.
Oh, what day is it? Friday? No, I mean like the 13th. All right.
Oh
Enough of
man,
me
that
being
was
a
awesome.
dumbass. What you got in your notes?
I've got a couple things, but I was watching a movie yesterday, day before yesterday, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but Henry Cavill was in it. And there was a young Hellraiser.
What?
Hellraiser, Hellworld. Henry Cavill was in Hellraiser.
No.
Yes.
What? As like an extra or something?
No, he was okay, he really wasn't the main guy, even though the whole story was about him.
So this is towards the end of the franchise when it was getting really.
I don't know.
Before this cool reboot that Hulu did.
I don't know when it come out.
But they're towards the end.
It was in
they had like 2 or 3 straight to DVD
2005.
stinkers.
The movie was actually pretty good.
Was it?
It had Catherine Winnick in it.
I heard that he got so bad that they even had one movie that was written but not as a Hellraiser movie, but they were about to lose the franchise rights.
So they just
cut and pasted Pinhead in it, and
Yeah.
it was like a shit show. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I lost track around part 4 probably. Maybe.
I thought I'd seen all of them, but every time I go back and pull up Netflix or something, a new one pops up that come out like 20 years ago, and I'm like,
What?
where did that come from?
Yeah, a lot of them were straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Which the new Hulu one is straight to streaming, and it was pretty damn
Man,
good.
it was really good.
I really liked it.
I can't say enough good about that. That's the reboot that franchise needed. And it wasn't even a reboot. And that's the great thing about it. It's just another story in the Hellraiser universe, and it completely redid the canon so the story can keep going and be relevant.
But didn't screw up the canon either.
No, it did
It
not.
didn't ruin it. Sometimes that happens.
Well, yeah, sometimes if you try to add something new to a story, it don't go over well. But I think it went really, really well. All right, now this really isn't news, but this is from the direct.com. It's the 10 best actors to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And I was kind of going through it, and I was like, that's pretty cool. The first one is Taron.
Get a little bit closer to your mic. Your sound waves look tiny.
Man, I'm a shower, not a grower, all right?
We're not showing loud enough.
Yeah. The first one's Taron Egerton. He's the guy that played on Kingsman.
Okay. They definitely need to get somebody young because you want them to be Wolverine for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Like Hugh Jackman was.
The second one is Paul Mescal. He's from something called Normal People, which I've never seen it.
Not familiar.
He's also on Gladiator 2, which that must have been a straight to DVD release, because I do not remember Gladiator 2. Oh, no, it hadn't been made yet.
They're making a Gladiator 2.
So he just landed the starring role
Yeah.
in Gladiator 2. Okay.
From the rumor I heard, the story is supposed to be about... You remember the bad emperor that Joaquin Phoenix played, and there was like a little boy that looked up to Russell Crowe. It's the story's going to be about the little boy becomes
his nephew.
Yeah. I think that's the story's going to follow him as a grown up.
Okay, that's going to be pretty interesting.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to do something like that unless it's a remake, because I mean, spoiler alert, the main characters died.
Yeah, you can't really remake that movie.
It'd be like making Braveheart 2. Like, what?
The third guy is Darce Montgomery, which everybody knows him as Steve on Stranger Things, season 3. You remember him?
Who?
Steve.
Yeah. He's in contention for that?
Yeah.
Or rumors?
Which I didn't know, but he was also in Elvis.
He played Elvis?
I don't know if he
I haven't seen that
played him
movie
or
yet, but I've
not.
heard good things about it.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just hadn't brought myself to watch it yet.
I like music-related movies. Like the ones I've watched lately have always... Even these genres of music I don't care for, it's worked out.
Yeah.
Alicia's been watching that show that's about George Jones.
George and Tammy.
Yeah. And what I've seen of it was good. The guy that's playing George Jones played General Zod in The Man of Steel.
I knew he looked familiar.
Well, he's played a bunch of stuff, but
yeah,
if you're a nerd like us, that's what you remember.
That's what I. Yeah, I knew he looked real familiar.
Actor. And dude, they're like much like Walk the Line. Joaquin Phoenix again playing Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
really submersed himself in the music because he sang all the parts himself,
which is pretty impressive.
This guy's singing all the George Jones songs and doing pretty damn good.
Night, yeah.
Alicia played that. What's it called?
Oh,
He Stopped Loving Her Today.
Yeah. Well, the next guy, which I don't see this, Jeremy Allen White. He played the oldest brother on Shameless.
Oh. Yeah, Carl?
No, Carl's the youngest. The oldest was...
the guy that's playing the bear?
Yeah. Matter of fact, that's what it says. It's the guy who's in the bear.
Him as Wolverine.
I don't see that.
Not really.
He'd have to really get jacked.
Well, and I'm just thinking about that curly hair, which I'm sure they would
Which
change.
he ain't got curly hair in this picture.
Let me see. Yeah, but that's not Wolverine hair. They can fix that.
No, it's not.
I don't know. He's a good actor, so good actors can.
He might be able to play
it work.
Now, this guy, Brandon Pira, he was in Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope. Yeah. And I've watched half of it.
It's on my list. I haven't seen it yet.
What? The half of it I've watched was interesting, but it's really slow.
A lot of people said it's really good.
Yeah, but it's really slow. So, Milo Gibson, which I could see this guy. It's Mel Gibson's son.
Oh, yeah.
And he's pretty big. Daniel Radcliffe.
That name sounds familiar.
Should. Harry Potter.
Him as Wolverine?
Which, I mean, he don't look like Harry Potter anymore, dude.
I know. I mean, I've seen him since the Harry Potter stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was Batman. So... No, that was that was the other guy you can't stand.
I'm so glad you said something stupid now to make up for my wins Friday the 13th. Oh man.
Oh crap.
Robert Pattinson.
Guns Akimbo. That's what he was in.
But you were trying to think of Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I was trying to think of Robert Pattinson.
And I never said I didn't like him. I just didn't like Twilight.
Yeah. But he was really good in Guns Akimbo. That was a really action-packed movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest it.
I have not.
Andrew Coy. Which I don't know how a Japanese actor would go being Wolverine.
It could work. I mean,
it could.
Does Wolverine's origin really tie him to a certain...
Yes. Colonial.
I mean, he's really old. I know that.
Yeah, but I mean, he was born in the United States before it was technically like the colonies.
Yeah, I can't really speak to his origins that much. Again, I was always a DC guy.
Well, I mean, the only reason I
love
remember
the Marvel
this
movies,
is
I don't
because
really...
of Wolverine origin story.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't really remember a whole lot about it.
I liked the Wolverine origin movie. I just don't remember that much about it because it was so long ago, and I've slept since then.
But this guy was on Snake Eyes and Bullet Train. So...
Jesus, how many people you got there?
I don't know who.
Top 604 people in line to play Wolverine.
I thought it said top 10.
I think I'll say this. I know it needs to be a young guy. Probably going to be English, British, because they get some kind of tax break by, like, all actors and actresses everybody's English now because it's cheaper somehow. But
Yeah, out of everybody on this list so far, I think the only one I could really see playing would be Milo Gibson. I mean, he's already jacked. He's young. He kind of looks like Wolverine right there. So
I'm fixing to have to go get ready, but there's something I forgot to mention, a huge announcement that I meant to make at the very beginning of the show.
About NASA unbelievably starting to build homes on Mars?
No, but let's circle back to that. Put a pin in that. That's interesting.
I didn't save the article.
The last episode, did you listen to episode 192? This will be 193, right? There were some audio issues, and it's because if you've listened to the last 3 or 4 episodes, you know my laptop that I used to edit this on died. And I do mean died. I don't mean it has a problem. It's done. I went to a new system, and there's some things that are different. Long story short, I used a plug-in that it's called Podcast Ready. It just kind of sets EQs and compressors for a good sound palette for podcasting. For some reason, that plug-in caused your mic to sound like it was cutting out. It's not cutting completely out, but it sounded like the volume would drop for a couple seconds and then come back.
That's weird.
But I didn't think it was going to be a problem because I would back it up as I was editing and play it again, and it didn't do it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just this editing phase.
Glitchy.
And when I play it back, maybe it won't do it. But it did. But it wasn't a problem enough for me to start over.
Yeah.
Because the podcast would have came out a day or two later, and it wasn't that big of a problem. Because, again, you could still hear what you and Clint were saying. It would just, the volume would drop for a second.
Are you sure it wasn't because me and Clint was sharing a mic and I was backing
No,
up?
I did it before Clint joined us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was that plug-in. I narrowed it down to that. But anyway, it wasn't bad enough to scrap it and start over.
So don't use that plug-in anymore.
Not going to use that plug-in again. And I just wanted to mention that in case you listened to the last episode and was like, what is going on with you amateurs? I mean, we definitely are that. But, at least I can fix that.
We can admit to it.
And we can fix that aspect of it. Hell, I think all we need is an outro on this bad boy, and we can call it 193 and put it in the can. I'm fixing to have to go get ready. Do you want to do an outro tomorrow or Monday?
Sure. Yeah, I've got a couple more notes that we can talk about on.
Hang on to them, and don't forget that NASA thing.
I got to go back and find the article.
I think space is interesting. I mean,
space
all sci-fi is.
I mean, it's a void of nothingness.
Or is it? Or is it a void of everythingness? And we're the nothing.
Kind of doesn't go together. Void.
Are we space?
Wasted space according to some people.
I didn't mean the podcast. I meant mankind. I was thinking more globally.
Oh,
no pun intended.
You're thinking on a larger scale. My bad.
Yeah, I got a few things to do before we go to this party, and the sun's going down fast. Let's finish this up. And like I said, I'll probably try to get it out. I'm going to go ahead and commit myself to a date. Today's Saturday the 14th.
So I'll say by the 20th.
I say I'm going to release this Friday the 20th.
When is that?
A week from yesterday. When's Friday the 13th? No, I mean, what day? No, what day of the week? I don't know, Friday.
That is awesome.
Ugh, not my fondest moment. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, people. Not my fondest moment. And yes, of course, I'm leaving it in there. I don't just make fun of other people. Nobody's off limits, myself included. All right, well, we're going to take a
rather long break.
A rather long break, and we'll be back.
We'll be back tomorrow or Monday just as hungover.
I'm not hungover, but I will be. Oh, I will be.
18.
Damn.
Ding, 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 ding.
I wish I'd have recorded that.
Yeah, you was a little bit too late.
I tell you what's not too late. This podcast.
Wow. Day 2. I mean, we recorded some.
Like, this is way early. I got like a few days to edit this.
I know.
You know, I bet that's where it falls apart. Well, what do you mean that episode just dropped? We recorded that shit like a month ago.
It's happened.
It has happened. Well, it definitely happened when my laptop died. So, I think the last we spoke, we were talking about we were fixing to go to Anthony's party.
We were.
That day?
That day.
Yeah, that's right. And that was Saturday, and today's Monday.
And, man, did we have a good time.
It was a good party. Yeah.
Seen a lot of friends that we hadn't seen in a long time.
More people than I expected, and some of them really drove some pretty good distances to be there. So that was really cool. Had a great time. There was some singing, a little bit of dancing. Rob was doing karaoke. There was a whiskey bar, plenty of beer,
cigar bar,
a lot of food. Yeah, there was a lot of cigars. I feel bad for y'all smokers though, man, because it was really cold outside.
Well, you notice everybody sat around the fire pit.
Oh yeah, you could not get a place at that fire pit. I went outside for just a minute to talk to Alicia, and I was like, "Y'all can have it. I'm going back in."
Yeah, it was really cold.
But nonetheless, really good time. And then we were gonna play. We stayed at Sean's house last night because we don't drink and drive. We went to Sean's house and rode with him and Nikki to the party and back. Crashed there, got up, hung out with them a while. Me and you set up a 3D printer for them.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Then we were going to come back, and I was going to have to stop and get groceries for us to cook something while we're for D&D. And we get to Anthony's house, and Laura's just like handing us like bags and bags of food.
Left. Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, we're hooked up for D&D. Ain't got to go get groceries, ain't got to cook, and still have more for tonight for D&D again.
Dude, I bet there's enough to last for probably the rest of the week.
Well, there's 1 gallon Ziploc bag full of barbecue in the refrigerator right now that we're going to get into.
I don't know how much was left over from that we cooked last night, that half gallon.
I think we knocked it out.
Did we?
Pretty
Okay.
sure. Yeah, because it was in a bowl, and that bowl was empty.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, like 6 people ate off of it, so.
Well, the kids came in and fixed a plate too.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah.
6 people.
Well, you count.
Technically 7.
You'd have to count me as 2 or 3 because I made at least 2 plates.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
yours was like low carb plates.
Yeah, it's true. I have been on a diet and I have lost some weight, so I'm pretty happy about it. I feel good. I feel better.
Well, good. You don't look any better yet,
No, you can't tell
but
it.
it's coming.
Somebody my size has to lose a significant amount of weight before you even notice. Like around 30 pounds. That's when people start going, hey, man, have you
Yeah.
lost weight? About 30 pounds.
I know that feeling. So.
And at about 30 pounds, I can do cool shit like wipe my ass, tie my shoes, wash my back in the shower.
See my own feet.
Yeah, things like that without bending over. Yeah, it's nice to be, it's nice to be able to move. I've always said back when I was lifting weights real heavy, like I was just really into it. And
Hang on, you was lifting heavy weights or
lifting weights heavy.
really heavy?
They were heavy to me, probably not to anybody else. But my biceps, my body responds pretty well to lifting weights. My biceps had gotten so big that you have this like that muscle in your back. What is that? The big lateral muscle on the sides that kind of pokes out.
Yeah.
Because I was doing a lot of pulling stuff, so your back muscles activate. Which my back was feeling great too, by the way. When you exercise your back, it really supports your spine. But I got to the point where I'd reach around to wash my back, and my bicep would hit that muscle, and it was hard. Like I had to get each end of the washcloth and do it like this.
So you're bragging about saying you used to be jacked.
No, well, for one, because I'm not anymore. But 2, that was an inconvenience I could tolerate. Not being able to tie my shoes, that's an inconvenience I cannot tolerate any longer.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that inconvenience when my muscles were too big. I do mind the inconvenience when I can't bend over without falling over.
I feel you on that.
Or get down in the floor without making a lot of old man noises when I get back up.
Oh, God. When we was putting that printer together and I was down on my knees,
Yeah.
I could not get back up.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. My knees have not been hurting since I got on this diet. The reason I'm doing this particular one is because it really helps with inflammation. My foot still hurts all the time, but I'm blessed with the plantar fasciitis.
But then again, we're getting old, man. And we drink way too much.
I've cut way back on that too, with the exception of the party, this whole weekend.
Yeah, this entire weekend.
But anyway, enough about me and all that stuff. Have you got? I mean, it's only been a day, but have you come across any news?
Well, I come across some stuff that I had before we left, and it's just a couple small things. But Dungeons and Dragons is talking. Well, Paramount is talking about a live action series of Dungeons and Dragons.
That movie comes out pretty soon, doesn't it?
I want to say this
April?
month.
Let me look that up. We announced it on here. But,
Yeah, I don't remember when it was.
Yeah, that's been more than 5 minutes, so I don't remember. By the way, I came out here this morning. I was like, oh my God, he stayed up all night, which he probably did, but this was like 11 o'clock this morning.
I hadn't been asleep very long.
And I thought you were awake because of the noise coming from the man cave, and you were sitting here sound asleep with a Metallica concert playing, wide open.
I didn't know it was on. I was listening to Rammstein when I finally passed out.
I stood there right beside you and watched it for a few minutes. I was there. That's why your hair's braided, by the way. Let's see.
What was I looking up? When Dungeons and Dragons movie's coming out.
March 31st.
Oh,
Hey,
March.
that's before
Okay.
April. Okay.
Well, one day
Yeah,
before.
we're halfway through January, so we ain't got a whole long way to go.
Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot of news that went along with this.
Well, while we're on Dungeons and Dragons, Clint explained it to me twice
about the
and I still
license.
don't get it. But a lot of people are really mad at D&D right now because of some open source thing they passed where you can't sell a module you made. Basically, now is that it?
You can't sell it without going through them.
And to go through them, you have to
Buy the open.
It's like really expensive,
license.
and it used to
Yeah.
be free. So a lot of people are not happy about that at all.
And
because for
the
years and years and years and
backlash-
years, you could write your own stuff and sell it, and they didn't care. And now
Yeah,
they do.
and the backlash off of that, they said a lot of the big D&D guys, like Critical Role and Geek and Sundry, and they've all like just went in and disabled their D&D accounts.
Yeah, a lot of
Roll20
YouTube channels are
and
going
stuff
from
like
D&D to
that.
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Which Clint said he can convert all our stuff to Pathfinder, and it wouldn't even be that big of a difference.
It's not that big of a jump between the two.
It would just be weird for me because I've been playing D&D since I was a kid, and then now at 46, I switch over to something
Really,
else.
it's just basically calling it something else. It's
Yeah, I know.
There's a few rules that are going to be different, but it wouldn't affect us if we was to swap over.
Clint told me something interesting this morning that I'm looking to talk to him about when he gets here. He should be here soon, by the way. So you might hear him on here. He said he's going to start giving us an inspiration for every long rest. That's one of the new rules. I didn't know they were doing new rules, but that's pretty awesome. And you know what? With an inspiration, you can re-roll a 20-sider at any time for anything. If you roll a 20 for an investigation and you roll a 5 and you really, really want to find out what's going on, you can say, hey, I use my inspiration and roll it again. If you roll to hit and you miss,
You can use an
you
inspiration.
you might miss again, but you'll get another one the next day. So that's
Well,
pretty cool. Usually the
That
DMs
is
only give
cool.
one out.
I thought you had to do something.
Cool.
Yeah, really out of the box thinking, or a great idea, or to get an inspiration point.
I've got one inspiration that I've been saving since like the first week of this campaign that I've been hoarding. Now I'm just going to be using them like crazy because I'll
Well,
get
if we're
another
going
one
to
the
get
next
one
day.
every long rest, then yeah, why not?
Well, that's one thing I've learned is I used to be a hoarder. At the beginning of the last campaign we did when I was playing Laz, I had the Stone's Endurance, which what did it give me? Extra hit points, I think.
Stone's Endurance, yeah.
It was like a 1d12 plus something level maybe that I could get, but I could only use it once a day, so I never used it, like ever. And then I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And I got to admit, and this is metagaming, and I don't do it on purpose, but I know that we quit around 10 o'clock. And if we're in a battle and it's getting close to 10, I'm more apt to use my shit.
To go ahead and start
because I feel like we're gonna stop anyway. But that can turn around and bite you in the ass because sometimes we pick right up where we were without a long rest, and then I don't have any of my shit.
Most of the time we do, because unless we've been playing game time, like, for hours.
I'm sorry, this beer sucks. I'm gonna get another one.
But yeah, unless we've been playing, for hours in game time. I mean, we've played 3 sessions where we only got one long rest.
Well, I better get over there before I talk. These microphones won't pick me up across.
Yeah, they don't pick up that well, not across the room.
Which is a good thing, because you can't hear every little noise like you used to could on here. Last night, when we started, we picked right up from the last time.
Yeah. Which had been...
It just
before
boils down to how many in-game hours we've been up.
Mm-hmm.
If it's around 8, 9, 10 hours, we're gonna do a long rest.
Yeah, he'll let us long rest on that.
But what he won't do is if we have a battle and we all get hurt, we're gonna take a long rest. He's like, dude, y'all been up 2 hours. You're not taking a long rest. I might let you take a short one, but you're not taking a long one.
Which short rest can really hurt you too if you don't use them correctly.
Well, if you get too greedy and roll too many hit die.
Which sometimes you have to.
I did. I had to roll all but one, I think.
Alicia had to roll all 7 of hers last night just to get.
She got hurt.
Up.
We all got hurt bad. We were fighting a giant T-Rex.
Yeah.
As if T-Rexes aren't big enough. This one was a giant magic T-Rex that vomited insect plague. Man. The insects weren't a big problem, though. The T-Rex, that was a bit of a problem. But we prevailed.
We beat him.
I got bit. I didn't get tail swiped. I think y'all did a couple times. That's why I went to the high ground.
Matter of fact, I didn't.
I'm gonna fight this guy face to face. I know he might bite me, but he sure ain't gonna punch me with them little arms.
I didn't get hit at all.
Really?
The only thing I got hit by was the insect plague.
Now that Alicia's leveled up, she has banishment. She tried to banish him.
Yeah, but
that's going to be interesting.
Is not as cool as you think it is.
Oh,
it's great.
It can save your life, so that's pretty cool.
It can, but they're only banished for a minute.
I thought it was an hour.
No, it's a minute.
Sometimes that's enough time to get the hell out of Dodge.
It's enough to let you get out of there, but
they don't just pop right back. They're
right back.
Oh,
after
is
a
it?
minute, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was banished to either another plane of existence, or if that's where it's from.
It banishes you to the plane you're from.
Yeah.
So if it's from your plane, it just goes to a non-threatening place for a minute, and then pops back.
I didn't know it popped back. I thought it had to find its way back.
It comes right back.
Well, sometimes a minute's all you need.
Oh yeah, a minute's a long time in gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, think about how many dashes you can do in a minute.
That's 10 rounds.
And a dash is 60
feet. Well, it's double what your movement is, but yeah.
You could just do dash after dash after dash. And T-Rex is really hard to fight, but not all that smart. So
no, they're not really hard to hit either.
Well,
believe it or not,
if you're trying to hit the side of a barn, it's not easy to miss.
Their AC class is so low to
most of the big monsters, barring any kind of magic they have a low armor class just because they're so big. They're easy to hit.
Big.
But big oftentimes means big hit points. I think this one had maybe, did we figure
200? I think.
No, I think it was 5.
No, it wasn't that high.
Really?
We only played it for 3 rounds.
Seemed longer.
It seemed longer.
We've had a lot of encounters.
But we got a lot of people on our party. So, but yeah, I lost a hand.
Oh, that's right. Are you going to get an accessory like a chainsaw or go Ash versus Evil Dead style?
Well, we are going to go I'm going to try to find an artifice when we get back into town and see if he can't make me like a metal hand.
What are those things called? Like the Warforged? Like they're kind of like part magical golem / steampunkian robot. You could get like one of their hands.
No, because that works with the soul, sorta.
Yeah.
It just transfers your being, your essence into that war machine. I just need a hand.
There's so many jokes. Give this guy a hand, will you?
Yeah. And we're going to try and turn my hand into a familiar.
Into thing.
So it can just like ride around on my shoulder and do shit for me.
That would be really cool.
Dude, that would be so awesome.
I bet Nanny Boo Boo could resurrect your hand and turn it into thing.
Well, hey, I might need to use that Hail Mary. And
well, that'll be an oh, by the way, while we're here kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because we still got a lot of, where are we at? Omu?
Yeah. The lost city of Omu.
Yeah, we still got a lot of Omu to get through tonight.
There's these little boxes we're having to collect. And
We've got puzzle pieces.
We've got almost half of them.
We've got 4 of 9 right now.
We had a good long session last night. It won't be as long tonight, but
I still bet we'll get at least 2 more tonight.
Yeah, because I don't have to cook. Again, we're just heating up food. That takes away an hour whenever I'm grilling and stuff. Because even though I'm like, y'all go ahead, I'll catch up. Like Clint never starts until we're all like sitting around the table.
Well, I mean, there's no need to because one, you're missing out on part of the story. And we're having to wait for you on your turn or for you to roll something. And, we're constantly back and forth. So
I do like it better when you're here and not playing over the camera. But I know you can't always be. Man, your phone is going nuts.
Yeah, there's some.
I bet in the wrestling group on Facebook.
No, this is actually fam chat.
Oh.
The Sicilian mafia boss was arrested today after 30 years of them trying to track him down.
Hide and seek world champion right there.
Pretty much. So yeah, it's the fam chat's going off about it.
So who in your family is actually Italian? Your dad?
Yeah, it's on daddy's side, but it's really distant. Apparently, my lineage was assholes because we'd go from one castle to the other and we kept getting kicked out of that country. Or at least that's the story we've been told that's been handed down. So...
Is any of y'all done the 23andMe stuff or the...
My sister has, but it doesn't... For some reason, it doesn't pick up well on the female side.
Really?
Yeah. I don't understand why.
I don't either.
She was telling me that I had to submit mine to.
I'm like that comedian that said, "Are you seriously going to send your spit to the internet?" Like a clone of you is going to knock on your door one day, pretending to deliver a pizza and take you out and replace you with it.
Well, I mean, it's not like the government and the Mormons don't already have our DNA on file.
The Mormons?
All the ancestry, and they've got the largest DNA sample of everybody. It's locked up in some mountain, big mountain safe.
By the way, I've got the Mormons on the line right now, and they are not happy.
Well, I mean, it's not a secret. I don't know why they wouldn't be happy.
It sounds conspiratorial.
It was a conspiracy. It was one of those conspiracies that come out to be true. So,
as much as we talk about doing the conspiracy theory podcast, we've never really done one.
Because where do you start?
True.
Which ones do you pick? Which ones do you leave alone?
This is the approach I would like to take.
Ruffle some feathers? Do you want to?
Well, I mean, I think if we do it, especially like if we do a conspiracy theory podcast, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just relaying information, more or less. Now, I'm not giving my opinion on if this is just crazy or this is silly. Some conspiracy theories I do not believe at all and do not buy into, but I'm really glad they exist because I get a kick out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad it's out there. I think it's hilarious and kind of, I don't know. I don't take anything very seriously. I think that's a quality and a flaw I have. But I think I would just approach it from like, here's some conspiracy theories, explain, like go into detail about what they were trying to do or what, just like I said, relaying information. Just laying it out there. Not saying, hey, this is true, you need to believe this. I'm not trying to preach to anybody. I like conspiracy theories. I enjoy them.
It's like the Mandalorian effect. I almost done it. It's like the Mandela effect. I mean,
that's got to go in the dictionary.
You read it, and your brain either agrees with it or it's like, no, that's not true. But you really don't know about it because you honestly hadn't thought about it until it was brought up. So you don't know if your mind's tricking you into just arguing with it or just saying, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the trouble with the Mandela effect, right? Because we do misremember things. I mean, memory is very flawed.
Very flawed.
In fact, I kind of did a thought exercise the other day. I was trying to remember the first thing I remember. Like I know I remember kindergarten. So I was like 5. I was like, what do I remember before that? So I was trying to like recall my first memories, but it's so hazy that I don't know if it was before or after that. Some of the stuff, like my timeline gets screwed up bad enough as it is. But as I try to think back that far, like I'll have to ask my mom sometimes, like, did I just dream this or did this happen?
Yeah.
Did I go to a petting zoo and punch a monkey? Like I'm just making that up, by the way.
Yeah, because they don't have monkeys.
I got the monkey
zoos.
society on the line, and they're not happy. No, I've never punched a monkey. I actually kind of like monkeys, but I'll have to ask her, like, did this happen? Did that? She's like, no. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. It just seems like I remember that, but yeah,
I
we
do that
misremember a lot. But here's the thing: on the other side of the coin with the Mandela effect is, if me and you both recall something differently, that's one thing. But if you have thousands and thousands of people that say, yes, that used to be like this, I am positive.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
It starts to give weight to it when there's so many people coming forward to say, no, that's not right.
I completely understand what the Mandela effect is. I'm just saying, I don't know personally sometimes that when I'm going through and reading stuff like new Mandela effect videos out, so you go and watch it. Some of that stuff that's I've never even thought of.
Lonnie C in the house.
So I don't know if my brain is instantly saying, you know what, they're right, or you know what, man, screw that, that's not true.
I'll be the first one. As much as I like the Mandela effect and the idea of it being such a crazy thing, I'll be the first one to go, nah, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
that way.
some of them I'm like, no, I don't remember.
But then
that.
some of them are like, wow, why do they call it Chuck E. Cheese's? It used to be Chuck E. Cheese. Why do they put that extra S on there? Chuck E. Cheese is what? Pizza? That's like a possessive noun.
Well,
Chuck E.
actually,
Cheese
I don't know what
is
that would be.
Like, if Clint's name was Chuck E. Cheese, that would be Chuck E. Cheese's soda right there.
But that's kind of what it's implying. The building, the restaurant, all
Like
of
this-
it is Chuck E. Cheese's. It's his. The little rat, Chucky.
Oh, I know. I'm familiar. I was at a Chuck E. Cheese one day, and the boy that was the young boy that was in the suit walking around like patting kids on the head and shit. He got too hot and passed out, and they had to take him out on an ambulance.
And kids were freaking
all
out.
these kids were crying, and I'm a piece of shit and couldn't stop laughing.
You did the Mandela.
That's hilarious.
He was fine, by the way. He just got too hot. I don't laugh at other people's expense when they're hurt.
You know the Mandela effect. They proved that there was actually it was the Berenstain Bears and the Bernstein Bears.
Oh, it was both.
They were both.
Why did they change it?
I don't know.
Well, the argument about the
But they proved
Berenstain
by
Bears
that.
is it's like German, and that's how you would say that
Yeah,
in
Berenstain. Yeah.
Berenstain.
and then the other pronunciation was Berenstain and Berenstein.
Bernstein.
Bernstein. That sounds German.
It's Bernstein and Berenstain. What's the two different
But it's different spellings too.
pronunciations and spellings? Yeah. Dude, we can stay on this all
Yeah,
day.
we probably should because I could do a whole.
We need to one day.
I guess the Mandela effect hit me the hardest because it actually gave me a slight touch of existential dread. I'm not even kidding.
You remember when we
But
first...
then I thought, like, what does it really matter, though?
It doesn't.
What if we are in a parallel universe? I'm just arrogant enough to think this is Earth Prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you remember when we was telling Alex about it, and
Oh,
it
dude.
blowed his mind.
One of my work studies, like, had to stop because, like, he was about to have a panic attack talking about it. Because he was like, holy shit,
Alex
this is
almost
crazy.
was, man. It was
Yeah.
hilarious to me. But let me talk something else on the notes real quick.
You should have been here like 15 minutes ago. We were talking all about you. Well, I'll tell you what. One thing that I was trying to explain and can't because I still don't understand it is this whole thing that everybody's mad at D&D about that open license thing. Yeah. Tell me if I've got this right. This is the way I explained it. Used to, you could write your own shit for D&D and sell it, and they didn't care, but now they do? Is that basically in a nutshell?
Sort of. They want to get money off of it.
Yeah.
If you do it now.
But used to, they just didn't care because they got their own stuff they're selling.
Well, the key was
a player's handbook is not cheap.
Well, back in the day, what it was is it wasn't worth to Wizards of the Coast for their writers and R&D and stuff like that to go in and write an adventure. It wasn't worth it because they wouldn't sell enough because they're not selling to everybody. They're only selling to the DMs.
Yeah.
So it's a small, it's a real small audience that they're trying to sell to, a real small part. And so they were like, well, we'll just allow everybody to use our stuff and create their own stuff as long as they don't use the trademark. Then they can sell it on their own. But you have to have the player's handbook to be able to play it.
When you say the trademark, though, they can still call it a Dungeons and Dragons module. What they can't.
No.
They can't.
Well, what they did is, as long as you don't put, most of them back in the day when it was 3.0, 3.5 version, most of them back in the day, they had a thing either on the back of the book or in the front on the front page that said it would say it would usually say something in the first line about you'll need the Dungeons and Dragons.
It'll tell you which book, which book you had to use.
Which in turn is making them money. I mean, they're advertising for them.
But what it is now is Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, and Hasbro got a new CEO, and they said, well, we're not monetizing on as much as we should be. So they said, we're going to start this new open game license, where the first draft that came out, they've redone it since the first draft came out, and it supposedly got leaked. But they think all that was just put, like, they don't think it actually just got leaked. It got leaked on purpose.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So what they did is, the first one that came out said basically, if you make, as a company, if you make over $750,000, you owe us 25% of it at the end of the year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Who is selling 5th edition modules that are making that kind of money?
They're
like $5 to $20 a piece.
This is Pathfinder, which is the second largest as far as that side of gaming. This is the second largest company. And that's what they did up until they've almost got completely away from the original content anyway. And they've got their own rule system and everything now. So, but what it was, they made it, Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast made it easy because you had what was called SRD, which was things you could use while you were, it was things that was actually printed in one of their books that you were allowed to use in your adventure. And even, they would even say, like, all you've got to do is copy and paste this word for word. You don't have to change anything on it. Well, that's the big part of it, because I can create, they don't have a patent on elves, or they don't have a patent on
goblins,
or
but maybe an owlbear,
goblins or stuff like that.
Maybe
I know they've got a patent on Beyonders, Illithids,
the Beholder,
Beholders. That's what I meant. Beholder, the Illithids, and then
Displacer
their characters,
Beast.
like Dritz, and you can't use that kind of stuff unless you go through that. Then they had their own called DM's Guild, where people can create content.
Bugbears. That's what I was trying to think of. Bugbears. On
DM's Guild, people can create stuff with even their trademark stuff and put on there. But on DM's Guild, they automatically get 50% of it, of whatever you make. So, I mean, people on there. But how it affects,
how does it affect
Roles
us?
got into it. As far as us, it just means there's not going to be a lot of third party that's creating modules and adventures, and
we don't need them. We got you.
Well, here's the thing, and this is
we're not going to tell on you.
I posted this online.
Even though we're talking about this on a podcast that people listen to.
I posted this online. Like, I bought Curse of Strahd. I bought the. I've got the D&D Beyond version. I've got the Roll20 version, and I bought the Taroka deck. Well, I wouldn't have never bought those because I had read Curse of Strahd, and even though it's good, if I wasn't going online and watching people play Curse of Strahd, because that ties into it a little bit, but if I hadn't been going online watching people play Curse of Strahd and then watching a video, there's a video group called Lunchbox Heroes that makes everything more detailed. They put more details in. They take modules and they add more details to it. Well, if I wouldn't have been watching them, I'd have never bought Curse of Strahd. So that's where Dungeons and Dragons is going to miss out. And that's why, that's like us. You know, we're planning on running Curse of Strahd next, but we would have never got there if I hadn't have seen those videos on YouTube and got really interested that way.
Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying before. It's like they're cutting away their free advertisement.
Yeah, and it's not costing them a thing for anybody else to do.
Because again, what are you going to do without your player's handbook and a monster's manual and all the other, not to mention the,
of course, when a new CEO
accessories
comes in, when a new CEO comes into any company,
they want to
make the profit goes up.
Yeah.
And this one came in from Hasbro, and they're kind of saying, okay, well, maybe it's not even Wizards of the Coast. Maybe that leak that Wizards of the Coast put out there of this open game license, maybe that leak is what started all of it, and maybe Wizards of the Coast did that on purpose to get the pushback so that Hasbro would just say, okay, well, we're not going to do it. We're going to stick with the old open game license.
Yeah.
But where it comes in, it's never going to hurt us unless, like you told me the other day, we were talking about one adventure that I ran, and you said, why don't you write that out and publish it? Well, now, if I did that, like, okay, I'm probably not going to make.
You could sell that Christmas module,
but I'm not going to make.
I thought it was I thought you bought it,
well,
but you
I
made
never
it
had
up.
to worry about it because I didn't feel like I would make $750,000 off of it, And then if I did, I owe them 25%. Well, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
If I make $750,000,
you're still rich.
Something I'm putting online digital one time, I don't care that I'm paying 75 or 25% of the profit. It doesn't bother me, but. The other problem that they had is in the original open game license, if I would have created this Christmas special thing, they also said that Wizards of the Coast could go ahead and just pull it and say, okay, we're going to reprint it under our name.
And you wouldn't
and
get
I wouldn't even get any
it.
credit. It would be like you writing a song and then me taking that song and going, oh, here, look what I did. And I would just steal your song. Yeah. Completely steal your song and say, oh, here, look what I did. And so now they tried to backtrack on a lot of that stuff. They come out with a statement, but
there's a lot of backlash.
It wasn't enough, Well, they're talking about so many people had deleted already, unsubscribed and deleted their D&D Beyond account.
That's what we was talking about earlier. Some of the big names have already just pulled it.
Even Critical Role, Critical Role's probably almost make as much as Wizards of the Coast, as far as their overall thing. Well, they even said that, they created their own publisher a couple of years ago, where they said after this campaign, they're going to probably run their own system rather than run Dungeons and Dragons, which they've been doing. Well, they started.
But how closely can you quote unquote copy D&D and still be within the copyright laws?
Well, here's the thing. There's no such thing. You can't copyright or put a patent on a game mechanics. You can't do that. So
yeah, but if I came out with a game that's almost exactly like Monopoly,
doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure they're going to figure out a way to sue me.
You can run Monopoly, and they can't as long as you don't use anything that they've got trademarked.
Yeah.
So I could do great value Monopoly,
basically.
Yeah.
And then why don't people do that?
They do. You can go to a bookstore now and find Mississippi State Monopoly or Ole Miss Monopoly. They always keep those.
But I thought that was under the umbrella of the Monopoly company. They're getting their money.
Walmart has.
Oh, there's a Monroe County. Yeah, there's a Monroe County Monopoly.
Yeah. But it's called Monroe County Monopoly.
Yeah.
Gosh, I got so many jokes for that, but I'd piss a lot of people off.
But there's you can't. It's just it's not really like I couldn't go, and that's the thing. Like I can't go if there's a D&D spell that I want to use in an adventure that I'm writing out, or a setting, or something like that. On back in the day, I could just copy those spells as long as it wasn't one that's trademarked. Like, that's why on D&D Beyond, like, Kellogg will know this because he uses spells. There's Tiny Hut, and then there's Leoman's Tiny Hut. Leoman's Tiny Hut is trademarked. Tiny Hut is out there for, it's called SRD.
It's just
the
generic.
exact same spell. It's just the generic version.
Yeah.
And there's
Keep
there's
talking.
a
I'm
few of them
rubbing
that's got names on it, like Tasha's. There's a Tasha spell. It's Bigby's hand.
Yeah.
That's why on Critical Role on
It's called-
Vox Machina
it's
they call
called
it Scanlan's
Scanlan's
hand
hand.
because they don't have a patent on Bigby's hand. So it's the same spell. It's just a different name. And
I want to get my
but
I want to
that's
get
the
my
kind of
mage
stuff
hand
they're
up to
taking
that
out
that size.
that's the kind of stuff that they're wanting to stop. But if you get far enough away, you can still use the D20 system of some sort, a 3.5 or because that's what everybody called Pathfinder because they kept going with the 3.5
Yeah.
open game license and then expanded on it and everybody called it for a while D&D
Pathfinder
3.75.
Oh,
Even though it wasn't owned by D&D, well, then Pathfinder said, well, let's get away from it and start our own
can you
system.
copyright the term 5th edition? Because it could be the 5th edition of anything. Like
Oh, no. I'm
you
sure
could
they
just
can.
write a module and say this is a live action.
I mean, they
not
might be
live
able to
action.
trademark
This is a
or
role.
copyright
This is a
a-
role playing fantasy game compatible with 5e,
They might
and
be
not
able
use
to,
the word Dungeons and Dragons at all.
Yeah, and that's what the old D20 system was what it was in 3rd edition. It was just called the D20 system.
Yeah.
Well, now it's called 5e, and everybody will put 5e compatible on everything.
And that's what they'll do to get around that.
And there's a lot of ways.
The ones that aren't just mad
There's
about it and
tons
leaving.
of lawyers already looking into it from other companies. Like every single company that's a halfway decent sized company that did that kind of stuff has already got lawyers looking into everything.
Yeah, and the thing is,
it
I
hasn't
don't-
even really. It hasn't taken effect.
I understand where they're
anyway.
coming from, especially when you put it in terms of like, well, yeah, I can take your song and write new lyrics to it and put it out there, but they shouldn't have. I mean, they've been doing it for so long now, and it's okay, and then all of a sudden it's not. It's like trying to take the eggs out of the cake after you bake it. Like it's too late. You should have done that from the start.
Supposedly, this isn't going
Because it's
to
been
affect
years.
like anything that's going on now because 5th edition isn't part of this open game license. 5th edition is part of the old open game license. So they're saying it's not even going to start until 2024
until a new
when
version
one D&D
out.
comes out, which is basically D&D 6th edition.
Or is it going to be 5.5?
Or
Well,
it's-
technically they
it's
got
really-
a 5.5
but
out now.
Another
but
thing.
it's-
What?
there's no big change on
The
it.
5th edition is just what they're doing with this. It's called 1D&D, and they made it backwards compatible with 5th edition. So like we could start implementing 1D&D rules into our game, but we're still playing 5th edition.
Is that why you said we're going to start getting an
inspiration?
inspiration every long rest?
Yeah, that's one of the new.
That's pretty freaking
1D&D
awesome.
rule.
Because I've been sitting on an inspiration from the first week of this campaign.
But that's also going to make an inspiration not that great anymore.
Imagine being able to
Yeah,
re-roll a
it
20
is.
anytime, though.
Yeah, but it's going to take that what used to be oh dude, I got an inspiration point, man. To now it's like I got a dozen.
Yeah, that's true. You
inspiration
don't have to
points.
try to work for it
The
anymore.
only problem we had here, and this is just because me, the only problem we had here is I forget to give them out, and like Mark sometimes forgets to use it
Yeah.
when it could have come in handy. And so I forget to give them out, so that's why I told Mark, I said, well, just tell me tonight, and we'll start giving inspiration after every
Remember,
long
we
rest.
tried to use one whenever he got killed on that the first campaign, but it didn't work.
We used them a lot when I played online because somebody would remind you, hey, have you got inspiration? Like if we
Yeah.
needed to do something really big and we missed out on it, somebody else on the server would go, hey, have you got inspiration? Yeah, can I use that? And the DM would say, yeah, you can use, you know.
Well, to me, it's a fun little reward to try to impress your DM, so he'll give you one. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and,
makes the
and I
role-
like to do them for role playing.
Makes the role play better.
Or like at the beginning, I think when we start Curse of Strahd, and I think I'm going to have somebody each week tell us what we did last week.
Yeah.
You know, do a recap for the last game.
Are you
We
gonna
kind of
do it
do
the
that
night before?
now.
Are you not
so-
going to do the session recaps like you did? I really liked it.
I'm gonna go back to that.
I enjoyed those.
I just got to where I ran out of time. Didn't have a lot of time.
It does take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And
Then you have
plus,
to
I have to
remember
sit and
everything.
remember everything.
Now
that
we have those
happened.
cool journals that you got us. Was that you that, or you got?
bought them.
You got those for us for
us.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, you got me D&D something.
No, I got you the beer.
All
the
those
Viking
badass
mugs
horns.
and-
I need to start
yeah.
using those.
Horns.
But yeah, I'm going to start taking notes in that journal. And what I kind of wanted to do is get like a ghostwriter or somebody to take all those session recaps and like rewrite it in a story form and like make us a book out of it. That'd be
Well,
kinda
we
cool.
could take what he's
Just for our
already
own
got
amusement.
on our Discord server and kind of
I
turn
need
that
a writer.
into
I need an editor that knows what.
Yeah, an editor. That's what I meant. Not a ghostwriter. An editor to
or a ghostwriter. You
to
know,
turn it
read
to convert it from a recap to a story form.
Because I'm definitely not like an English major. I'm terrible at structure and punctuation. Like, I'm good at online. I'm better than most people because I will capitalize and I will put commas and periods. But I don't always know if that should be a comma or a semicolon.
I've never been a big fan of grammar Nazis, especially on social media, because
either.
look, I'm making a social media post to my crazy friends.
If it's
I'm not
something I can
writing.
read,
I'm not writing an
get it.
essay for my dissertation at college that's going to be
Yeah.
graded. I'm just
not a-
bullshitting with my dumbass friends. I don't need you to critique it. I don't care if I spelled it
It's
wrong.
not a headline.
I
in
don't
New
care
York
if I didn't use the
Post.
right grammar. This is. I would be talking with my mouth if this wasn't a keyboard interface. You know, it's casual in that setting. But yeah.
I read a book. You know, I like to read. There was a book I read one time, and at the very beginning, and I don't remember what book it was, but at the very beginning of it, the author had put, "I write the way I want to. My grammar's not
Right.
like it may not be right. I do have editors check it,
Yeah.
but he's
It's like if you know what I meant, then I got it across.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
One of my biggest things is I like to start a sentence with "but," and you're never supposed to start a sentence with
Yeah.
"but." But I do it all the
And,
time,
or-
and it doesn't bother. And I'm like, I don't care. You know, if somebody doesn't like that,
What are those called? And, or, but, nor, for
Conjunctions.
conjunctions?
and you're not supposed to start a
can't start a
sentence
sentence
with them,
with
but I
them.
will all the time.
Oh, I'm the king of run-on sentences.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I'll be like, I got it. Surely I'm supposed to put like 4 or 5 periods in this, but I just didn't.
I'm real bad at work emails.
Yeah.
They'll get on to me. They're like, look, you got to be more professional. I'm like, dude, I didn't go to Oxford.
Well, they say that because you don't wear pants to work sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
not
different.
about your grammar.
That's a
about
different
your
HR issue right there.
Homer Simpson.
Well, speaking of D&D, let's wrap this bad boy up and
Well, I got one more thing I want to touch on real quick.
touch it.
Christina Ricci is officially the voice of Harley Quinn for Spotify's new podcast, The Harley Quinn and the Joker, Sound Mind.
Okay. I'll
It's
check that out.
It's a podcast mini show or something.
And you just get it wherever podcasts are
Well, no,
available,
it's-
or
What I seen, it's only on Spotify.
only Spotify exclusive.
Yeah.
Well, you know, HBO Max, I believe, has a Batman podcast.
Yeah.
That I keep meaning to listen to, and I forget about it. But
Yeah,
it's
I think I
exclusive, I think, to
listened-
HBO Max.
I think I listened to one of them back when we was doing the Game of Thrones and House of Dragons podcast,
yeah.
and it popped up.
I listened to a few of those. The House of Dragon podcast.
They were pretty good.
They were?
Gave some good insight. But
Yeah, there
I'm
was
on
one that would do an initial reaction to every episode, and then the next day do a deep
a
dive.
deep dive. Yeah.
And they were like really break it down.
You also find out stuff like the girl that played Allison, the young version of Allison. She was also the young version of Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I
and
forgot
she's
about
like,
that.
one of these days I'm going to get to play my own character and not be the young
Not
version.
be the young version.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I'm gonna check that out too.
And when is that?
It's already out.
Oh, I'll check that out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm catching up on Camp Blood Radio right now. They finally came out of their little break they were on. It's a Friday the 13th podcast, but I can't say much about that because I've used up my Friday the 13th talk for one episode. I've exceeded my limit, but it was Friday the 13th
Yeah.
the other day, so I've got an excuse.
What day was that?
I think it was Friday, and I'm pretty sure the date was the 13th.
13th.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening to episode 193. Man,
So close to 200.
So close.
I can smell it, and I don't even have to use my
Rock is cooking.
Okay,
Y'all don't remember that?
of course
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
That used to be my niece's favorite. She'd run around the house. She was a baby. You smell the rock cooking. And we'd just die out laughing.
So, sometimes Mark refers to himself in the third person, and I think I got some of that, from The Rock. But anyway, thanks for listening to episode 193 of Real Pop Culture. We've been broadcasting live from high atop the first and only floor of the Killjoy headquarters at the Killjoy Ranch. Love you, bye.
Love you, mean it.
She crashed out.
That bell ringing still.
Got good resonance.
Got
to
good
it, don't it?
sustain on it.
Dang.
I hope that comes through.